Hello, my name is Jackson Archer. Thank you so much for coming back to another episode of My Family Watches Loki for the first time. I'm very excited to be watching episode 3 this week, not just because it's a shorter episode and that makes editing for moi a whole lot easier. Not a whole lot easier, just a little bit quicker. But no, I'm excited to be watching it because it's been a really good show the first 2 episodes, and just really genuinely excited and interested to see what's going on in episode 3. 2 things I'm really interested in seeing in episode 3. One that I've seen a couple social media pictures of. I'm pretty sure in this episode we're going to see the scene from the trailers where it looks as if Loki is talking to Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. So that's not confirmed or anything, and in the scene in the trailer, it's only like a second long. You can't see her face, but it looks like a woman in her suit with red hair. So it'd be cool if we get to see her in this. And honestly, if we see her, it's probably not actually her. It's probably some mind manipulation. It could be Lady Loki interpreting Natasha. So we don't know. But regardless, it would be super cool seeing that scene at all. Other than that, yeah, like I said, I'm interested to see where Loki went when he crossed into that portal, escaping Mobius and the TVA. So yeah, I'm interested. Is he going to join Lady Loki, or the more likely scenario, is he going to take her down? Like we said last week, Loki always has his own agenda. You don't really ever know where his true allegiance lies. I think he's a good person at the end of the day, but we'll have to see where the show goes in episode 3. So let's see what Jake says.
Get the footing right. I was paying attention to where your left foot was. So I've seen a little bit of social media reactions too, and I've seen people saying that this episode was filler, but I don't know that I really believe that, because that people use that word very casually in a lot of things, so I still think it's going to be good, but I don't know, maybe I will think it's filler. It looks like the whole episode is going to be him with this woman, Lady Loki, or Enchantress, or whoever she ends up being. Probably Enchantress, although I don't know who Enchantress is, but I think Lady Loki has black hair, so that's why I don't think that's who that is. I don't know, it looks like, from the looks of it, it seems like he's going to be spending the whole episode with her, so Mobius might not be in this episode. I don't know though. But I was watching the trailer too the other day, just kind of looking through it, because now we're 3 episodes in. At some point in this episode, Loki takes off his jacket, the one that says variant on it, and he like has his sleeves rolled up, so he just has the black tie and this shirt with the long sleeves rolled up. And there's a lot of shots in the trailer, one of them being the Black Widow one that Jack talked about. And there's one that looks like him in the TVA. Loki's like wearing that outfit with the sleeves rolled up, and he's like running in the TVA, and he looks back. We'll put that shot up on the screen, but it looks like something happens. Like I've seen people talking about it, like, oh, this is when Loki comes back to the TVA, but it's too late. So like, I don't know, something cool is gonna happen. But there's a lot of shots in the trailer that you can tell it takes place post episode 1 and 2 simply because of what Loki's wearing. There's also some fight scenes where I think he does have a jacket on, so I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe it doesn't mean anything. Maybe he just takes it off for one scene. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Also, while I'm at it, I'll do some self-promotion. We're filming this on Wednesday night. Tomorrow's Thursday. Every Thursday they're doing Walking Dead reveals to lead up to the final season. So possibly we could be getting a trailer by the time this is uploaded. So that's going to kick off my Walking Dead final season videos. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. And yeah, Loki episode 2.
2 things to add to that. One, the description for this episode says that Loki has his own, what does it say? He learns the variant's plans, but he has his own that will alter the course of both of their destinies. So yeah, that pretty much sounds like he's going through the portal to chase her down, not necessarily to join her. Also, I saw somewhere on social media that in one of the foreign language versions of the episode, in the credits, Lady Loki is, her name in the credits is Sylvia, I believe, which I believe Sylvia is the name of the Enchantress in the Marvel Comics. So that would suggest maybe that Lady Loki isn't actually Lady Loki, maybe she's actually the Enchantress. So not necessarily a variant of Loki, but an Enchantress, the Enchantress from the comics. Yeah, so what to think about that, I don't really know. Maybe Marvel is spinning the Enchantress as just Lady Loki. Yeah, we don't know, so yeah. Okay, for the first time, our dad's going to stand in front of the camera and talk in front of the TV logo. So are you excited to watch this episode?
Let me.
I am looking forward to it, yes.
So how is it working with Tom Hiddleston on the set of Loki?
So, and the thing for this episode says that Loki discovers the variant's plans, but he has his own agenda that will alter the course of both of their destinies. So it seems that when he goes through the portal, it's not to join her. He's gonna go after her. We don't know what that entails.
Her is this other...
Lady Loki.
Lady Loki, okay.
The Lady Loki that you see at the very end of last week.
Yeah, okay.
But beyond that, in this episode, we're thinking we might see a scene where, never mind, you won't get that. We just, yeah. You're excited to watch this one?
I'm excited to watch it, even more so now that I understand I won't get it.
There's a scene from the trailer that looks like Loki is talking with Black Widow, who we know died.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that.
So
from last week.
From the trailer, you can't see her face, so we don't know if that's her, but it looks like her.
Could be.
So that would be very exciting if we actually do see that.
And I'm the most pumped up for this episode than any of the other two that we saw.
Because it's the shortest.
Two. Well, not because it's the shortest, but
Because we're watching it the earliest.
We're watching it the earliest. I'm feeling more energetic, so I'm going to get more out of the show than ever. So yeah, let's do this. And now my lovely wife Heather.
Stop showing off. He always acts like that in front of
Okay,
company.
Are you excited to watch this episode?
Yes, I am. But I really don't know anything about it. But my guess was, I just heard you talking to him. My guess was that Loki, I thought that it was going to like be portrayed that he was teaming up with her. But really, he would have his secret agenda and not team up with her. And you kind of confirmed that by talking to him and saying that. That was my guess.
That's something that none of us, me or Jake or him, brought up, was that the description says that he has his own agenda, but maybe he'll act like he's teaming up with her. So that's very insightful.
Right, my guess was, and I know
probably
nothing.
exactly what he'll do.
I haven't read anything, I haven't talked to anybody, I haven't even heard you talk about it, but my guess would be he's going to pretend like he's helping her, and she'll end up thinking he's on her side, and he won't be, because we all know how Loki is. He's famous for switching, so he won't be on her side. He's really going to be more on the good side, but yet I still think he'll even have his own spin on it for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not just doing it for the, what's the timekeeper called?
TVA.
The TVA.
You weren't wrong, right?
He's not doing it for them either,
Yeah.
but he's definitely not going to team up with her. But Loki can very easily switch back and forth between good Loki and bad Loki like that.
Yeah.
So you just never know what to expect.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that pretty much sums it up. So let's get into it. Loki episode 3. Yeah, I think it could be the Enchantress.
It's not Loki's power.
Yeah. Putting her mind into somebody else's body.
They always pick the stupidest songs. It's not bad, but like, for such a cool intro like this.
Potato skins or buffalo fingers.
That's C20.
Easy.
That's
Why
Lady
do you
Loki.
hate this food? I don't hate it. You know what brain freeze is, don't you? Here we go. Freezes the synapses in your brain, so your memories are literally frozen in place. I'm going to ask you a question, and you won't be able to tell me the answer until your synapses have melted. How many people are guarding the timekeepers? Tell me how many.
This is what already happened.
yeah.
Oh, there's... I don't know. It's okay. You just died. How do I find the elevators?
Loki's gonna come out.
Yeah, her powers. Yeah. Just like Loki tried to use his powers in the TVA because it doesn't work down here.
I thought it was a collar. I didn't know it was the whole TVA.
And there he is.
Yeah. Those are his.
Yeah, those are his daggers.
Few questions.
You really got nothing else better to do. You're in my way.
You are my way.
Loki.
I thought perhaps we could work together.
I love all the polite things he says.
I have been falling for 30 minutes!
How'd she make that happen? Got one of those.
Yeah, she has some device. Get outside of the TVA.
Just give it back to me. You don't even know how to recharge it.
Is that one of your partners?
Where did you send us? I don't know where you hid that 10 pound, but if you blow up, it blows up, and then I end up blown up. Never get down.
What's he doing?
What are you doing?
You're trying to enchant me. Neither of us is getting off this rock if we can't get that 10 pack.
Where do you have it hidden?
In my heart.
Well, then I'll cut it out.
In my heart.
The plan you interrupted was years in the making. There's power somewhere on this moon. Just need enough of it to travel through interdimensional time and space.
1.21 gigawatts!
What's the plan?
There's a town near here. Can you shut up?
I'm fine. So you did photocopy of me.
I'm Sylvie now.
Oh, you changed your name. Brilliant.
It's called an alias.
For years in the making plan was to tear the place down. Walk away. I'd never have done that.
Well, I'm not you.
Could that charge the 10 pack?
Maybe. Okay, hand it over.
You're gonna have to try harder than that.
Then don't give me your tech-savvy ideas either.
Brute force is no substitute for diplomacy and guile.
Like,
Remarkable that you ever made it as far as you did. Oh dear.
Patrice?
That's not Tandy.
Boom, still got it?
Which one was that? Diplomacy?
Don't.
The evacuation vessel. Something like that would have enough juice to repower the Tempad.
Well, this looks fun.
Come on. Go to enchant a guard, have him lead us through the crowd.
Kill every guy and hijack the train.
Any more bright ideas? I got a few! Yeah!
We're doing this one my way. Oh, look.
Like someone with a shit plan.
It's a great plan.
I saw a picture of that.
Just. Whoa, hey! The tickets?
Orders come from the top to get her on this train.
Headquarters radioed in their request along this morning.
Needed both of them.
oh, I think there's some kind of fight scene.
Yeah,
or
the fight
something.
scene takes place here.
Yeah.
Oh, good times. Feel free to, get some rest.
I can't sleep around untrustworthy people.
Alright, help me.
I'm not going to waste my time rooting around for the Tempad when someone taught you fairly decent magic.
My mother,
Wonder did she have the same
What's she like?
a queen of Asgard. She was good. Purely decent.
I knew I was adopted.
What? They told you?
Yeah. Did they not tell you?
No. When I was young, she did these little bits of magic for me. Cast fireworks over the water. She told me that one day I'd be able to do it too, because I could do anything. Not bad. She was the kind of person you want to believe in you. Where'd you learn to do the
I taught
Whatever it is.
myself.
You taught yourself that magic.
Yeah, I did. Easier if I just shit.
Enchanted me and make you give me the 10 bucks so you can leap out of the living train. No, thank you.
Well, then don't ask. I'm good, thanks.
Oh, I'll take us. Thank you.
Maybe love is hate.
Love is hate.
Oh, piss off.
Lucky bird waiting for you at the end of this crusade.
Quite a serious long-distance relationship with a postman.
Are you Tony's stank?
You're a prince. Must have been would-be princesses. Or perhaps another prince.
For some money together.
A bit of both.
Love is mischief.
Something I might have to have another drink to think about. You relax your way, and I'll relax mine.
It's like, another!
Where's your uniform? We're meant to be laying low.
Yes, you're paranoid.
Oh, I guess it must have started when I spent my entire life running from the Initian fascists you work for.
Love is a dagger. It's beautiful until it makes you bleed.
Terrible metaphor.
Damn, I thought I had something there.
Can I see your tickets?
I love that shot in the trailer. Yep, and Jackson
Well, I did take quite the trouble.
You arsehole.
Maybe we can fix it.
You're not a serious man.
You're right. I'm a god.
You're a clown.
For glorious purpose. Give me a break. You can't beat them.
Man.
We know this is a Enchantress now for sure.
I don't know.
She said I'm not.
The way in which she said, "Don't call me Loki," though, which Sylvie is just a alias.
But that could go either way.
Yeah.
Yes.
What now?
I don't know. You broke the tempat.
Well,
The Ark never leaves because it's destroyed.
never had us on it.
We hijack the Ark and make sure it gets off this moon.
Sounds like a good idea to me. What if you enchanted me? And you could walk for both of us?
Yeah, they keep talking about enchanting.
Okay, fine. You want to know how enchantment works? I have to make physical contact and then grab hold of their mind. Stronger ones, it gets tricky. I'm in control, but they're there too. That young soldier from the TVA, her mind was messed up. Had to pull a memory from hundreds of years prior, before she even fought for them.
Before she joined the TVA?
Yeah, she was just a regular person on Earth.
A regular person? I was told that everyone who works at the TVA was created by the Timekeepers.
They're all variants, just like us.
They don't know that.
So the multiverse does exist.
So we trust each other.
Yeah.
Because this is base.
TVA just needs to bullshit.
She getting in.
I don't think we've seen him use that power before. Blasts out.
She looks like Black Widow.
Yeah, and then it could
Yeah.
just be in the trailer they made her hair red just to make us go crazy.
Yeah, that looks exactly like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like the lighting. Yeah, like that. From the back. Loki doesn't have the force.
That's not how the Force works.
Same thing. Loki use the force. That's not how the force works.
that was the ship they were trying to get to get off. It's gonna end. It's gonna end. Oh my gosh. It was a good episode. I would say Jake was correct in his prediction that this seemed like a little bit of a filler episode, but it was still good. I feel like a lot of it was meant to just establish or grow Loki's relationship with Lady Loki, or Sylvie. It's kind of confusing on whether or not she is simply another variant of Loki and she's actually a Loki, or if she is the Enchantress, because like Jake mentioned in the beginning, Lady Loki in the comics has black hair just like regular Loki. Sylvie here does not. She has blonde hair. But that's not to say that Marvel couldn't have just changed her, or Marvel Studios couldn't have just changed her hair color for this. My biggest thing on why I think she could be the Enchantress is because she enchants people. She can mentally manipulate them, like take over their mind. That's not a power that Loki has. I was telling Jake a couple days ago about the animated movie Thor versus the Hulk, the scene where the Hulk is beating the shit out of Thor. Loki's mind is in the body of the Hulk, so it's really Loki beating up Thor but using the Hulk's body. Loki isn't doing it himself. The Enchantress is importing Loki's mind into the Hulk's body. So that's via her powers. So I think because she keeps talking about enchantments and is able to do that in this show, that maybe she is the Enchantress. Or maybe Marvel Studios, for the purposes of this show and the MCU, they're just kind of blending the Lady Loki character in with the Enchantress and her abilities. Don't really know. Them fighting at the beginning when they're still in the TVA, and, you know, at that point they're in the TVA, they don't have their magic. It seems like Lady Loki, Sylvie, kind of beats down on Loki. It seems like she's the better fighter without magic, whereas with magic, Loki I think is more experienced, and I think it looks like he gets the upper hand more. Then just beyond that, all I think from this episode is that Loki has been taught by the TVA now that the TVA's purpose is to guard the one sacred timeline. It shows in the show whenever something happens that's not supposed to, a branch is created and they step in and erase that branch back to the one sacred timeline. Well, now Lady Loki is saying, no, everybody who works at the TVA, they weren't created by the Timekeepers, they're all variants to the sacred timeline, so they're brought into the TVA where they can't affect things, but rather work for the sacred timeline. And simply the fact that Lady Loki exists. If the TVA is protecting the one sacred timeline, it doesn't make sense that she would exist. So it's really confusing just trying to think about the TVA is protecting the one sacred timeline. So theoretically, there shouldn't be any other variants, or when they occur, they step in and wipe it out. But because Lady Loki exists, it seems like what the Ancient One says to Doctor Strange when she meets him is that this universe is one of countless others, all in a vast multiverse. So I think the multiverse does exist. It's just the fact that Lady Loki exists and is walking around, and if the TVA agents are actually variants, then it means the multiverse does exist. Maybe the possibility of the multiverse exists. The Timekeepers and the TVA just prevent it from happening, but it seems like it's happening now. So I don't know if I make any sense, maybe I'm not. Another thing she said to Loki towards the end was she spent her entire life running from the TVA. Did something happen that created her? Did another variant do something that made a branch that created her? And she spent her life running, trying to not be erased? I don't know. Regardless, she's fed up with the TVA. I think maybe she's fed up with her life being a Loki who's always destined to fail. So maybe that's what she's trying to change. I don't know. I'll have to see more next week, but see what they got to say.
Seems like people were right, and it was pretty much filler, but I don't mind. They say it all the time. Doesn't really take anything away from it for me. I still enjoyed it.
Well, because it's filler, but it was still character development.
I don't really like the word filler because, yeah, technically it was filler, but I mean, things still happen. I don't know. I don't like the word filler, but anyways, I enjoyed it. What?
I use the word filler in work all the time.
I think Enchantress is Enchantress. I think Sylvie is Enchantress fully. Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot happened. It also seems like that shot of Black Widow is definitely not Black Widow.
Yeah.
I guess because not a lot happened, I don't have a lot to say because we're in the same spot as before. Oh, actually, the big thing that happened was the TVA people are not, they're regular people. They weren't created by the Timekeepers.
Yeah.
So they're variants, yeah. So Mobius is just some random dude. That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
I think by the end of this, I think it's like the thing I said.
Maybe he doesn't know.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't think any of them know that they're variants. Or else they'd be like, why am I here? I want to go back to my life. Of course they don't know.
That's, I think what you just said made something click in my mind. I think they don't know.
Yeah, they 100% don't know.
I don't know how Lady Loki knows that.
Or maybe she's lying.
Yeah, she could be lying.
But I think
mean,
she's telling the
it could be a
truth.
million different things.
She must, no, she knows because she puts people, she goes into their mind. She sees
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
that their minds.
Yeah, she sees all
So
that.
that's how she knows because
So,
Yeah.
I think by the
I've
end of this, it's
explained
like...
everything to you guys.
I think by the end of this, it's going to be like what Loki said in that TV spot, I'm going to burn this place to the ground.
Yeah.
I still believe that, like Paul Rudd's, the TVA is a bunch of bullshit. I think it's going to be destroyed and then the multiverse is going to happen, and that's what happens in Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, because the TVA is around by their rules. There can't be a multiverse.
Maybe what's going on is that,
Kang the Conqueror.
well, the TVA agents, like all the Minutemen and Mobius, they all don't know that they're actually variants.
Yeah.
And so all their propaganda, like that you see in the first episode when Loki first gets there, like with Miss Minutes and how she shows the branching off of a timeline and the TVA come and set it back. That's probably what they all believe.
Yeah.
Whereas the Timekeepers probably are aware that, yes, there is one sacred timeline that's meant to happen, but there's, at the same time, there's many other branches going on.
Yeah.
But there's one sacred timeline. So that's where all these variants come from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that plays into like the rest of the show or anything. Mobius would say what Miss Minutes explains is that there's, when something happens, we go in and erase it, so there's one timeline going on. But there's really, how the Ancient One explains to Doctor Strange, there's many infinite timelines going on all simultaneously.
I wonder if that girl who's like Mobius' boss, if she's a variant. She has to be.
Yeah. I hope we get to see the timekeepers eventually because I really want to.
Yeah.
I can't tell from their statues if they look like Kang or like the same species.
Yeah,
as Kang.
there's that theory that it's Kang, Loki, and Mobius as those three people. Have you seen that picture?
Oh.
Because the three statues, one of them has a mustache and one of them has horns. And the middle one looks like there's theory that it's Kang, Loki, and Mobius.
Did we steal too much of your material this week?
Actually, no. My first thing was at the beginning of the show when he said, "It's in my heart." When he hid that, what's that thing called?
The temp pad.
The temp pad. I wrote temp
The
pad.
whatever the device is that allows them to move between realms or whatever.
And when she wanted to know where it was, just how he said it in his accent,
Yeah.
that it was in his heart.
All sarcastically.
Yeah, and it was just funny. There goes my cat. I love Loki shape shifting. It's really fun, and to see that he did it a lot in this episode, but I'd like to see it even more because I like it when he shape shifts. Oh, the fireworks when he held out his hand and fireworks. You know, that was so cool. And I wrote fireworks cool. Why can't Mark do fireworks in his hand for me? I don't understand.
You can do sparklers.
Yeah, I was like, well, where are my fireworks? Does it look like they were in the show? It just looked like them on a date. And he did fireworks for her, and I want to know where are mine. Obviously, she looks like Black Widow, which I found really cool because anybody who knows me knows I love Black Widow, so that was cool. Jake doesn't like this. I wrote, this is my favorite episode so far. I thought you didn't like it, no?
No.
Okay.
When did I say that?
I thought you said it was like a film. I thought you meant.
that the
Yeah.
internet called it that. but I
Oh.
disagreed.
Yeah, we were just calling it a filler episode because like seemingly a lot didn't happen,
Yeah.
but at the same time a lot of character development happened. So
Nice.
it can be called a filler episode, but that doesn't mean that it's bad.
I loved it. I thought it was It was one of my favorite episodes so far. I like Sylvie. I think her and Loki are so funny together. I did miss Owen Wilson, Mobius. I missed him.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, he wasn't even in the episode, so I like Owen Wilson, and so I missed him. Even though I loved the episode, I did miss him. I thought that's a great twist about the timekeepers, that the timekeepers aren't created. They're variants. So I wrote, wow, great twist.
To be clear, I think during the scene, I don't think she said the timekeepers are variants.
No, the people who
TVA agents.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them who work for the timekeepers are
They are.
variants.
Okay, I knew that. That's
Because
what I meant.
it was Mobius who had said that
Yeah.
timekeepers created everybody who worked
Okay.
for the TVA.
People who work for the timekeepers are variants.
Yeah.
That they're not created, which is what everybody. Well, they told Loki they were created.
Yeah.
Why are they lying about it then? And not, I mean, why are they doing it that way and keeping it a secret? So, many, many questions. But I thought it was a great episode. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I feel like it's good to see their relationship take off now, but there's so many questions still, and I feel like there's more questions now. Did you stay awake the whole time?
I did. It was a struggle.
Did you like the episode?
This episode was not good. No,
It wasn't.
no. It was not entertaining. It was probably full of informative plot lines and character development, whatever. But it wasn't entertaining to keep me interested in wanting to watch the show again. I will watch it again, but I was disappointed in this one.
Disagree.
I came into this episode with a lot of energy, ready to be on the edge of my seat watching everything, and I almost fell asleep again. It was a struggle. To me, that was like a 5-minute episode that took 30 minutes, 35 minutes to get through.
That's a lot of the same way I feel, but like we were saying, there's lots of character development, and probably when you're not as invested in the whole material and story as much as Jake and I are, so the character development doesn't matter as much. But yeah, we'll keep that same go get 'em energy into the next episode, because hopefully that one will be much less filler and more action.
Yeah, I expect and hope that it will get better. I shouldn't call it bad. I don't think it was bad. It just wasn't entertaining enough.
Yeah. Good episode this week. I don't really have much else to say right now. Kind of a lot to think about. I'm just going to be trying to wrap my mind around what she said at the end about the TVA agents are actually variants. She exists. So what does that mean? Is the multiverse already in existence? That's kind of what I'm thinking, but I don't know. Yeah, like the video if you enjoyed. Helps out the video and the channel both. Let us know what you think down in the comments, especially about that last point right there, about the episode in general. Just let us know what you think. Really enjoy hearing opinions. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, if you want to see more fun content like this. And click that notification bell so every time we put out a video, you'll know about it. That being said, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week for episode 4. Take care.